Ants reporting on Kalvebod Brygge in Vesterbro, Copenhagen. It's located on the western side of Copenhagen's inner harbour. Uh, it's designed by architects JDS and Klar and was finished in 2013. So, to give you a bit of context, it was built on land that was reclaimed in 1755, and the original ecology there was a beach. Industrialization led to a railway being constructed in 1890, which sort of cut off the waterfront from the area behind it, which was originally a meatpacking district. This evolved into a business district and was redeveloped in the 1990s. And prior to the wave, which is this structure that's being designed here, being implemented, the area was described as a desolated office address devoid of life and public activities, which I think is kind of similar to what we have at Docklands as well. This was in stark contrast to the popular island Brygge on the east side of the canal, which was developed 10 years earlier by JDS and was very popular as a place to swim and enjoy the sunshine. The pier was conceived as two islands on the water, which establishes a connection back between the city and the water. The geometry is designed based off of a shadow study, which maximizes sunlight in between the long shadows cast by the large buildings, which are a hotel and an architecture firm. From there, spaces are split up into programmatically driven sections. So there's a spot to get into your kayak, there's a swimming pool, and also there's a floating garden. In terms of its relationship to the water, the structure hovers out over the canal on these little columns, and the water is tidal, and it rolls along at a kind of a gentle, consistent pace underneath the platform. The pier places occupants over the water at three distinct heights, which offer quite expansive views over the canal. In terms of the structure, there's sort of a sense of play and community present, mirroring the bustling atmosphere over the canal at the harbour bath. This is reflected in the design of the structure itself, made of cotton steel and timber planks, which cut a strong silhouette against the clear sky. It echoes the pier amusement parks that became popular at the end of the 19th century in Europe and America that were built to draw seaside tourism for the working class. In fact, 10 kilometres to the north is Deer Havsbakken, which is the world's oldest amusement park, and directly behind the pier itself is Tivoli, which is another world famous amusement park as well. In terms of the atmosphere, the sky over the canal is often clear or grey, especially during winter. There are no skyscrapers, but the two large buildings sitting directly behind the pier are clad in shiny glass, which in combination with the vast expanse of water create a highly reflective and vibrant quality of light. This is being exploited in the design of the play structure, which really pops against the greyness of the timber deck. The days are mild in summer, and more than 17 hours of sunlight a day is typical, resulting in these sort of long, drawn-out sunrises and sunsets. However, in winter, you'll be lucky to get sort of like 7 hours of sunlight. So I've spent some time in Copenhagen in the winter a few years ago, and it was obviously very cold with snow, and there's usually a kind of a breeze that makes it feel like it's biting at your heels. The whole mood changes with a real sense of relief when the back of winter is broken in the first few sunny days of spring and eventually summer. I think that the design really celebrates this moment in the morning, which is centered around catching the sun and that feeling of after a long cold winter, you're used to rugging up, maybe crossing your arms for warmth, and you step out into this quite exposed area. The sun hits your face, the air is still quite cool and crisp, but you're finally able to relax and allows your whole body to open up to the surrounds, which makes for an inviting place to congregate and soak up the sun. So the metaphor we have used to describe this is the image of the snow beginning to melt in the sun and the grass is just beginning to emerge under the ice. Thanks for listening. That's all from us.